Here at Cruise Tips TV, as a rule, we typically don't announce our cruises until the last minute. We've found that in real life, unexpected things can happen that all too often necessitate a change of plans. That can lead to disappointment or, worse yet, the feeling of being misled. Today, we're going to break that rule and announce our next cruise early. The reason we are doing this is there's a very real possibility something unexpected could occur with this cruise. Our goal at Cruise Tips TV has always been to inform, educate, and provide reassurance to anyone facing confusion or a difficult situation related to cruising. So today, we'd like to share with you that we have a cruise booked this spring to Japan and South Korea on Diamond Princess. You may know that Diamond Princess is currently under quarantine off the coast of Japan due to the coronavirus. We booked this cruise well before the strain of coronavirus was announced, and we have been planning this trip for quite a while. Another rule we like to follow is steering clear of negative or sensationalistic topics. There are all too many sources of that type of content. Our objective with this episode is to relay our experience and thoughts on this topic in order to help others that may be in a similar circumstance. Before we get into how we plan to handle this unpredictable situation, let's talk a little bit about what we know so far. Here's what we know about coronavirus itself. According to Johns Hopkins, there are many different kinds of coronaviruses, but this newly identified type called 2019 novel coronavirus has caused a recent outbreak of illness that started in Wuhan, China. Recent information indicates that 2019 novel coronavirus can be passed from person to person. There are still many unknowns, including how contagious it might be. It appears that symptoms show up in people within 14 days of exposure to the virus. Symptoms include cough, fever, shortness of breath, and in rare cases, it can lead to severe respiratory problems, pneumonia, or death. As of now, there is not a specific treatment for the virus. People who become sick are treated with supportive measures that relieve symptoms. Here's what we know about coronavirus on Diamond Princess. February 4th, 2020, Princess confirmed on its website that after the first phase of health screening of all guests and crew on board Diamond Princess, the Japanese Ministry of Health reported several tested positive for coronavirus. Since then, more passengers have tested positive and are being taken ashore to local hospitals for treatment. We know that the ship, along with its guests and crew, will be quarantined in Yokohama for at least 14 days. Princess is fully cooperating with and following the instructions from global medical authorities and the Japanese government. Princess has also canceled several more cruises departing from Yokohama in the immediate future, and they're continuing to monitor the situation. Princess is working hard to ensure that guests have the best possible experience under the circumstance. The crew on board have found creative ways to provide extra in-room comfort and entertainment to guests in the way of more satellite TV and in-room movies, as well as games for kids and outdoor time for guests in interior cabins. They're also providing medication to those who need refills. While we know this is a very difficult situation, it has been heartwarming and incredibly inspiring to follow the stories of passengers who are making the best of their confinement. According to Princess, there are 2,666 guests and 1,045 crew currently aboard. Princess is providing fully transparent updates on how they're caring for their guests on its website and Twitter feed, so check those out for the latest information. Now here's how we plan to handle the situation. As of today, we intend to move forward with our cruise this spring. Of course, we'll be following the situation very closely and will make changes to our plans later on if we feel that it is in the best interest of our family. We don't live in fear, and we intend to treat this situation with the objective common sense that we would any travel warning or health scare. We trust that Princess Cruises will act in the best interests of their guests and crew, and we realize that may result in a cancellation of our cruise. As we always do, we protected our cruise with travel insurance, so we have extra peace of mind knowing that if there is a change, we have an extra level of reassurance. We also expect that a situation like this could result in some itinerary changes. So we're going to keep an open mind and an open heart and embrace our planned trip to Japan with the same flexibility and enthusiasm that we bring to all of our travels. Lastly, we want to quickly talk about how to protect yourself from this virus. The CDC has these suggestions. Wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds, often. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizers if soap and waters are not available. Cover coughs and sneezes with a tissue, and then throw the tissue in the trash. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. Stay home when you're sick, and clean and disinfect surfaces and objects that people frequently touch. We hope that you have found this information today to be helpful, and we promise to keep you posted along the way. It was important to us to share our plans with you so that we can follow this situation together. We also want to send our best wishes to the guests, staff, and crew on board Diamond Princess. Diamond Princess holds a very special place in our heart because it was our first cruise together over 16 years ago, and it's a very meaningful ship for our family. You may remember that we cruised on Diamond Princess in December of 2018, which led us to book this return cruise to explore more of Japan. We'd love to hear more from you in the comments about your upcoming travel plans and how you'd approach a situation like this. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.